Hey guys, welcome back to the Outpost. Today I'm going to do a quick little video talking about the evolution of our 22 conversion kits. It's kind of funny, evolution of our 22 kits, they have evolved over the years since we initially introduced them. And when we initially introduced them, our logo was actually a 22 shell casing, like it just came walking out of the water like it was evolving. So as the AR-15 has evolved to take 22 conversion kits, or we've made 22 conversion kits to evolve the AR-15, however you want to look at that, we've also evolved the 22 kit itself. What you see in my hand here is an example of an original 22 conversion. All of our 22 conversions are going to have this protector that it ships with. A lot of people don't know what to do with that. Toss it. We've seen some people that think you need to put it in the chamber with that. It's going to block it. That's of no use when you're actually shooting it. Get it out of here. The original 22 kit was made of steel, had a phosphate finish. It was black. It was gritty. You know, you had to make sure you kept it really well lubed. I had one of these original ones before I ever worked for CMMG. Had one of these and many of these gray magazines to go with it. I had a lot of friends that wanted to go out and shoot my ARs whenever we were at the range, and I'd say, guess what? You can shoot it, but you're not going to shoot it for 50 cents a round. You're going to shoot it for pennies on the dollar, and I let them shoot the hell out of my 22 kit. If they wanted to pay for some of that ammo, I'd let them. I'm not being stingy. It's just a lot of people don't realize how much ammo can cost if you just go to the range and you're supporting their habit. So that's why the 22 kit is awesome. Allows you to shoot for a lot cheaper, allows you to train for a lot cheaper, allows new people to get introduced to the platform without all the loud bang and recoil. So not that an AR-15 has a ton of recoil to begin with. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting sidetracked. Original phosphate coated 22 kit. Guess what? If you still have one of these, it is still covered under our guarantee. If you have one of our products, it's covered. Next up, we decided to, once we got engineers in-house and we looked at that and said, hey, we can do that a little bit better, we decided to make one out of stainless steel. So 304 stainless, we upgraded everything. This was just so much smoother operating. It took a lot more ammo. It just fed so much better. And one of the things you're gonna see on this particular one is the fact that this has a brass collar on it. The brass collar was something we did so that it could actually work with our Echo kits. So I guess that means I need to explain a little bit. We've had multiple layers of conversion kits for a while. So starting off the Bravo kit, you got the conversion kit and a magazine. When we went to the Echo kit, you got a conversion kit, magazine, forward assist adapter, and a 22 specific charging handle. Then we had the India kit, which I may have just misspoke a while ago. We got the India kit, which also gained you a locking lug on the chamber adapter. So it just gave you more of a realistic training feel. Everything on this was more realistic. So we had different steps. We did away with the Echo kit and therefore didn't need this brass collar anymore, because we kept the brass collar initially because it was 122 kit. To be able to run on everything, we could just take the chamber adapter, the lugs on or off depending on what people wanted. But once that went away, we didn't need this anymore, and we went ahead and changed back to a more traditional one-piece stainless chamber adapter. So this has been the workhorse for us for many years, taken many of these out to many range days. This is my personal one here. Cleaned it up just for you guys, because let's face it, 22 is filthy, can be finicky, but out of the stainless kits, these things have run great for me. You know, talking about the evolution, we also have a new version of this too, not to be confused with some of the others out there. We have one that works for the Mark 57. So this part, the chamber adapter here, actually is made to go into our Mark 57 5.7 chamber. So you can shoot 22 out of those also. You have to use it with the Mark IV lower so that it does take standard style AR mags. But if you have a Mark 57 with the standard lower, you can use the 22 conversion. You just need the Mark 57 specific one. Otherwise, 223 or 5.56 chamber adapter. We're not going to say that it works on 223 wild, just for the fact that there's a little bit too wide of spec on there. 223 5.56. We've got it narrowed down to. I'm not saying it won't work on a 223 wild chamber. We're just saying we can't guarantee that it is going to. So to be safe, keep it in your 223 Remington or 5.56 NATO chambered rifles. Taking a quick look at some of the magazines, we have the old school gray ones. These kind of look like a USGI magazine when you had them in your gun. We decided to move on from this, get something more updated. We had a few different renditions of what we called our waffle mags. If you have one of these floating around somewhere, these things are like unobtainium. They were released into the wild, but not too many of them. We just realized that the old tried and true just worked the best. So we came back out with it. We just changed it from gray to black. And we had the traditional green follower in it. At one point we decided to, or we looked into it a little bit more and found out that the green follower wasn't working quite as well for us. So we went from black magazine housings with the green follower to an orange follower. So that was a more updated version. And then from there, we went to what is the current version. This is an all molded piece, has a removable floor plate like a traditional AR magazine. Everything is built inside there, no screws to take it apart like this. Some people don't like that because there are plenty of videos online where you can see how to take this apart and possibly modify this if you live in a restricted state. Not so much on this. We had to do that because unfortunately a few states out there said the magazines need to be more permanently disabled into 10-round capacity. So we had to make it where it was harder, or you would possibly destroy the magazine by trying to modify it. So if you want to modify one of the magazines, that's on you. I'll say there are resources I've seen where people do it. Moving along, other things I did mention earlier, the 22 specific charging handle. Some people are online saying, hey, in order for this to work right, you really need to buy an extra piece to insert into your traditional charging handle to keep it from jamming. Well, you don't have to, because if you think about it, if you went the least expensive route and you just wanted to get your 22 kit, you're gonna get the kit and a magazine, or the kit and 3 magazines, depending on how you went with it. That doesn't give you any extra add-ons. So a traditional AR-15 charging handle has a cavity in here for the gas block or the gas key to ride in. Unfortunately, that happens to be about the same size as a 22 shell casing. So 22 being finicky, 22 doing its thing sometimes, kicks up and gets stuck inside the charging handle, and then you get a really wonky jam. You're gonna stop, you're gonna have to fix. There are companies out there that make adapters that you can put into your charging handle to remove that cavity in the charging handle. Or you could just buy the 22 conversion kit with one of those charging handles already included. We have our zeroed ambi charging handle in a 22 specific version, you can see right here, that is already filled in. You're not gonna have that cavity there. This is going to feed 22 a lot better. It just isn't gonna work with your standard 5.56 style bolt carrier group. We also have this in the traditional mil-spec looking one that doesn't have the big charging handles on it. So it is available from us. You can buy the charging handles by themselves. You can buy the kit with the mil-spec style charging handle. It just requires a little bit more of an investment because that's an upgraded kit. So for those of you that say you have to buy an aftermarket piece to make it work and we don't offer support for it, we do. You just have to choose the right option. Speaking of an evolving, since we have come out with the Descent no longer needs the buffer tube, no longer uses a traditional charging handle. We now have a front side charger, and we have this little piece. This piece allows you to take your 5.56 Descent and run one of our conversion kits through it. Pretty simple. Take your bolt carrier group out, slide this guy into the upper receiver, and then you're gonna slide the 22 conversion kit in behind, and it is gonna marry up just like that. And this is going to allow you to use the 22 conversion kit in the Descent. So standard mil-spec style AR lowers, our Mark IV lowers, you're gonna be able to use these. Descent, same thing. You're just gonna need this little piece in it. This was just a fun, quick look down, down memory lane on all the conversion kits, because I remember buying one of these over 10 years ago and taking it to the range for all my friends. I actually still have this somewhere, but I have upgraded. But yeah, 22 conversion kits. If you don't have one, you're really doing yourself an injustice because you can get out and shoot for a lot cheaper. Just get the most recent one. It's going to be covered under our lifetime quality guarantee, as are all the older models. So guys, thanks for joining me today. And as always, stay safe out there.